Wait a minute. Was that 30 million? Wait, hold on. Let's double check that. 30 million.
Armor hostile detected.
What did we just do?
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
This isn't even fair. Somebody's got to stop me. Somebody. Oh, we only hit 27 there. 30. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about the most powerful sniper build in the game without using the Nemesis. We know with the Nemesis, you can get those crazy high numbers. We're talking about something that's going to one-shot almost anything in the game. And it's all because of the way I have this build set up. You guys might have seen my hotshot build that felt like it was a cheat code. Well, this right here, 100% outperforms it. And I'm talking about 3 to 4 million higher, yes. And when you start hitting numbers like that, it gets very impressive. And what's even crazier is you're actually hitting harder with this build, even without me having to use the 45% headshot damage scope, right? We're only using a 3% on this one, and we're still pushing about 30 million, yes, on those crits. So what we'll do is we'll show you a full breakdown. You guys are seeing in the gameplay, this really does perform the way it's supposed to. And it's going to outperform a full hotshot build. So let's talk about how I have it set up. So the first thing you guys can see is I am running the White Death. Now the White Death has 10% weapon damage expertise on here, so I'm getting a 10% extra damage. We have 15% marksman rifle damage, 137% headshot damage, 10% damage target cover, and determined. Now if you look at this is after killing an enemy with the headshot, the weapon damage next shot landed on any enemy will be a guaranteed headshot. So that's obviously probably the most powerful talent from season 11. A lot of you guys have been using it. Now we are using 5% weapon damage on the magazine slot. We do have 5% crit chance on the underbarrel. And then for the optics, we're running the 3% headshot damage. Now, if you want to hit a little bit harder, push about another million damage, you guys can actually just swap this out and go straight to the 45% headshot damage. But as you guys saw in the range, the difference between the two was about 1 to 2 million. I think that's what we were showing. And that was the only difference here. And that's pretty insane to really see that between 45% headshot damage and 3% headshot damage, it was all working the same. So this is the weapon. For the secondary, you can run whatever you want. I have the Eagle Bear on there, but you could probably run something a little bit more safe like the Scorpio, because if those tanky enemies, those shield enemies come towards you, what you could do is you could shoot them. Remember, this has status effects, so we'll stop that enemy from pushing you. So ideally, you could put this instead. So you might have guessed it, we are running hotshot, but we aren't running a 4-piece. We actually have a 3-piece on here. We have 30% marksman rifle damage, 30% weapon handling, plus the 3-piece gives us 30% headshot damage. Now, some of you guys might say, well, what about the 4-piece? First headshot with the marksman rifle will increase your next headshot by 20%. And then second consecutive headshot with the marksman rifle will give you 10% full armor. So I will tell you, even though I do not run a 4-piece and I lose out on that extra 20% headshot damage on the next shot, plus I lose out on a 10% headshot damage and a 15% weapon damage, I'm still hitting harder than running the 4-piece, which is actually pretty crazy. And it becomes one of the hardest hitting sets once you see how I set this up. So we do have a 3-piece, so we'll have 3 pieces of hotshot on this build. For the chest, we're running a chain killer. Remember, that works great with determined. We have weapon damage on here. We have weapon damage, headshot damage, weapon handling, and we also have 10% headshot damage mod. Now, Perfect Headhunter, you guys know how it works. After killing enemy, your next headshot weapon hit within 30 seconds deals an additional 150% of that killing blow's damage. Now, the damage is capped at 800% of your weapon damage. Now, this is raised to 1,250% if your headshot damage is greater than 150%. And that's why the way we have it set it up puts out a lot higher numbers than you would expect. For our second piece of hotshot, we have the holster. So this is going to unlock the 2-piece, and we have weapon damage and headshot damage on here. For our third piece of hotshot, we have the gloves, which is going to unlock the 30% headshot damage, and we have weapon damage and headshot damage on here. Now for the backpack, we have the Raldi backpack. This is going to give us that 10% marksman rifle damage. We have weapon damage on here, weapon damage, critical chance, headshot damage, and then we have vigilance. Increase total weapon damage by 25%. Taking damage does disable this buff. So right there, you can see vigilance is very key for us hitting those high numbers. Now the final piece is going to be the knee pads, and that's where this build gets very impressive, because you guys can see we are running 1 blue and 5 reds, but somehow we're hitting harder. And here it is. We have the Sawyer knee pads. This is gonna give us 170,000 armor, 10% explosive resistance, 18,000 health, but it has this talent that's called Stand Your Ground. Cannot be staggered by explosions, increasing total weapon damage by 3% each second you are not moving. Now this does stack up to 10 times until you start moving. So that means you can have an additional 30% total weapon damage on this build. And if you guys know how Headhunter works, it all works together, right? Now, not being staggered helps because if you take a nade, you're good. The extra armor helps because you're not as squishy and you're still hitting harder than if you were running the hot shot build that I put out not too long ago. And that's what's very impressive about this. If you go to the stats, you'll see we have 20% crit chance, 45% crit damage, 285% headshot damage, and then our weapon damage on here is 1.152. Now, what I will tell you, if you guys want to hit even harder, well, we can up this headshot damage by switching out the mod. And if you look there, we increase the headshot damage to 327%. And that's going to increase the amount of damage we're doing. And I think a lot of you guys, if you guys haven't already, are really going to enjoy this build. And that's going to wrap up the build right there, guys. I'm telling you, this build right here is probably, if not, the hardest hitting sniper build in the game. And the fact that you can have one blue core and still be the hardest is pretty crazy, because all of my other one-shot sniper builds that were hitting less than this with more reds and even a little bit more headshot damage were hitting less than this. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. If you guys wanted a build that you could put a little bit more armor on, well, this might be the build for you guys. I'm telling you guys, I'm having a blast playing this, and I think a lot of you guys will too, because who doesn't want to be able to one-shot almost anything in the game? So what we're gonna do here, guys, we are going to wrap up the video. Hey, I appreciate the support, appreciate the love. Thanks for always showing support. Let me know in the comment section, how do you have your sniper one-shot build? Are you guys running any different variation? I know I showed you guys a ninja bike version of it. I showed you guys this version of it now that has armor, so you almost have as much armor as you did with the ninja bike bag. And having a little bit more armor is always great for sniper builds, especially if you take some damage, right? So remember, if you guys are running the 45% headshot damage, I think I was critting up to about 31 plus million damage. And then with the 3% one that I showed you that I'm currently using right now, I was critting, I think I got up to usually about 29, and then every now and then I would crit for 30. So definitely something for you guys to try out, mess with, see how you guys enjoy it. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think, and if you guys are gonna try this build. But we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Hey, appreciate the support, appreciate the love. I will see you guys in the next one. But until then, hey, nothing but skills out. Take it easy, everybody.